Just Righteous Indignation.
Hello and welcome to The Dig, the podcast about the politics of race, class, sexuality, and other things that matter. I'm Corey.
I'm Alexis.
And we're righteously indignant. So Alexis, there are new emoji, as I'm sure you're aware.
I've heard.
Racial emoji, like emoji that expresses one's race.
Okay.
So, like, if you are a brown person, you can have a brown smiley face. If you're a white person, you can have a white smiley face. If you are a person that is any other hue, you can have your hue smiley face. This is my thing about this.
Hold on. What's happening? I didn't even get to ask you how you're doing. Are we just okay?
Let's just go. It's fine.
All right.
We're fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Okay.
Okay. Our listeners might wonder how we are. We're both fine.
We're both fine.
Everything's okay.
Everything's great. This is a wonderful world we live in.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing.
Wonderful world.
About the emoji.
Okay.
I think it's great for people of color. I feel.
Uh-oh.
When I use.
Oh no.
The white emoji.
Oh no.
I feel like that person that asks, why isn't there White History Month? That's what I feel like.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because it's like the original yellow smiley face emoji is just assumed that that's white. Like, because our society is so inherently racist that everything is always white. Yeah. Unless it's explicitly stated that it's not.
Okay, let's hold on for just a split second. Aren't you like a super Apple Mackie?
Yes.
Okay. Did that make any Apple Mackie?
Yes, it totally made sense.
I know, but to them?
Probably.
Okay. I'm worried that I don't know what the fuck you're talking about because I'm not Apple.
Okay, so emoji.
I know what emoji are.
Okay. So the original
but is this
emoji.
An Apple thing?
No. I mean, I think it. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know because.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a universal code. It's actually called Unicode, which I think stands for Universal Code.
It sounds like it
so
should.
It can be used on any platform.
Okay.
But I think Apple did write it.
Okay.
So
on like text messages,
yes.
I'm using my phone's thing, which is Droid. So
right.
It's
so
not
what does your emoji look like? Does it look like yellow
green aliens?
Oh, they look like green. Okay. That's my point. That actually is better, and we'll kind of come back to that because I prefer green aliens.
I have green aliens. Then
yes.
I don't really use Twitter. I try, and Instagram I do. I'm so lame. But on Facebook, they have stickers.
Yes.
And they have lots of different animals.
Yes.
So like I can do what's he called? Snoopy. Snoopy's different emotions, or like Hello Kitty, or and they just recently have some new brown folks represented, and there's like pride ones, emoticons. Those
cool.
stickers can be all different colors.
Mm-hmm.
So that feels like I don't have to
It feels like inclusive to you?
It feels diverse. And I would say more recently than before. I'm not going to say inclusive because it's not like the original stickers came out again 2 years later to have other people groups.
Right.
But for the most part, they were non-racial anyway. They were like, kitty cats. They were like aliens and monsters and robots.
Which is how it should be, I think. Okay, let me tell you my story about emoji.
Please
this is my journey with emoji.
Lay it on me.
Okay, and I'm also going to give you a little tutorial as we go along.
I can't wait. Could we call it a tutorial?
We could call it a tutorial.
Okay.
All right. So basically, there's this Apple. I think it was Apple that first came out with this, like, well, not the very first, but the first to like really encode it into their computer language, and to make it just as much a part of the keyboard as like the letters and the numbers are. Okay, so they first come out with this set of emoji that are basically yellow smiley faces. So they look like. I'm showing Alexis now on my phone for people that know. So they look like, they're different faces with different expressions on them.
Yeah, I see those.
Yeah. So they're like yellow faces with like no nose and big eyes and big mouths and like
a smiley face.
It is a smiley face.
It's just the classic yellow round face smiley face, but doing different expressions.
Right. These are white people.
Oh.
That's
Well, no, yes, of
yes, they
course.
are. No, and this is
No,
why.
yes, of
And some
course.
people may look at these, and we're going to be super literal like we always do,
Yep.
right? Some people may look at these and be like, no, those are yellow people.
Yes.
Those are not white people. Those are yellow. They don't have a race.
Yeah.
But no,
No, they're
because
the neutral default race.
they are the neutral default race, which in our white supremacist society is white.
Ding, ding,
These
ding,
are
ding.
white people on
Yep.
here. Don't fool yourself. These emojis are white.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So then, which everyone has a problem with, I have a problem with. It should not be that way. If we're gonna have emojis represent people, we should have the emojis represent the diversity of the human race, and not just one human race, right? Or not just one race of humans.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. You just said human race, and you're going to get me going.
What do you mean about what? Briefly.
Well, that's like the whole thing.
No.
First of all, I don't need a briefly from you. Second, I'm talking about how you say the white race, and somebody comes along and goes, I don't see race, I see the human race.
Right.
So I won't derail us right now, but that's like that's a common
Yes.
thing is,
Yes.
I don't see race, it's
Right.
the human race.
Right. Shut up. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
So then Apple comes out with this option now where if you choose an emoji, a person emoji, you can hold your finger down on it, and then up pops different options for different skin tones and different hair tones. So you have a white so not only do you have the default yellow person,
Wait, hair textures or hair colors?
just colors.
Okay.
So not only do you have the default yellow person, but you have this exact same emoticon, but instead of yellow, you have one whose skin is white, but whose hair is black. You have one whose skin is a little bit more tan, but whose hair is blonde. You have one whose skin is brown, but whose hair is brown. You have one whose skin is
Chocolate brown.
a chocolate brown, but whose hair is black or dark brown. And then you have one whose skin is black and hair is black. But the actual shape of the emoticon is the
I
same.
would have called that last one coffee brown, but okay.
Okay, coffee brown. Yeah, sure.
But okay, so
That's it.
but okay, none of these existed before. It was all the
None
yellow
of these
face?
existed before. It was just all the yellow face.
Okay, well then you picking your skin tone does not negate the other ones.
No, it doesn't. But this is the thing.
It just feels weird.
This is my personal this is my personal problem with it. I'm not gonna put this on anybody else. This is the way I feel when I use that. If
Yeah.
I use anything but the default yellow emoji,
Yeah.
I feel like that same person who says, "Well, why isn't there a White History Month?"
Yeah.
Because the default yellow emoji is white.
Or at
I
least
don't
was
need
white historically.
Right.
It has felt white this whole
right.
time.
I don't need a whiter emoji
Yeah.
to express my whiteness
Yeah.
to everybody that I send text to.
Like-
I can send
Yeah.
a yellow emoji
Yeah.
and be absolutely 100% confident that the person who is receiving that emoji will see me
Yeah.
in that emoji.
Yeah. Totally.
I don't need a white emoji. People of color need emojis that are colored if they choose to want those emojis. But white people do not need white emojis.
Sure, that all makes
That's
perfect
my
sense.
personal feelings about it. So I feel yucky when I use those white emojis.
Well, let's just say, what if the yellow smiley face emojis become neutral? I'm not declaring a race. And then this other spectrum of emojis are, I choose this one because I feel it better represents me. It's sort of like, gender or sexuality
I
or
understand.
some other forum.
Wishful thinking.
I'm saying.
No, I totally understand what you're saying. I'm sorry, finish your thought.
Well, what if you just stick with the generic one until you
Yes.
feel there's some other option that better represents you?
Yes.
And honestly, it may not even be that they add more options. It could just be that there's more time.
Sure. Yep.
And like we live with the
Yep.
concept longer.
Yep.
And then it's just more like, okay, well, I'm fair skinned, I'm medium, I'm chocolate,
Sure.
I'm honey, I'm
Sure, that would be amazing. I totally think that. I mean, that
It-
would be
that
would
could
be
happen in the
that
future.
could happen 1,000 years in the future.
okay.
As soon as all white people acknowledge their privilege and we get past this fucking white fragility.
Oh my God! Did you see that Onion article about how Baltimore citizens should stay under house arrest? They should observe a curfew for the next 10 to 12 decades of staying in their
Yes.
homes, and just wait for social change to occur at its natural pace.
Yes, I saw that.
Just stay at home.
Quite funny.
I think you're not even supposed to leave during the day. Probably
Yeah.
just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, my response to that is wishful thinking, and that would be amazing if it did happen. But I don't think, maybe it will happen someday where we see an emoji or something like an emoji, and our default is not white, but our default is just human.
Yeah.
Right? Or just whatever that emotion that emoji is representing, right? Our default is sad or happy. Yeah. A sad human or a happy human. But
we're not there.
We're not there.
That's
and
not
I don't think
That's
we're ever
not...
going to get there in my lifetime.
No. Honestly, no.
Honestly, no. We could get better, but I don't think we're going to get all the way there. My personal preference would be to have, like when you brought up alien emoji or robot emoji. Why does the emoji have to be human at all? Why can't it just be not a person? Like, why can't it just be an animal or something? Yeah. Why can't it be a kitty? Or why can't it be a robot? Or why can't it be an alien or something? Yeah. Like, it doesn't need to be a human, you know? Yeah. This is also my argument for mascots. Why does your mascot need to be a redskin?
Oh my
Your mascot
God.
does not fucking need to be a redskin. As a matter of fact, your mascot should not even be human at all. Your mascot either needs to be a mythological figure that never existed, or it needs to be an animal, or even better, it needs to be a fucking color, like Harvard, crimson. You know what I mean? Why are you choosing people to be mascots? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
How have we not talked about this yet? We haven't. I feel like, oh my God.
I know. I'm dying right now. I know.
Okay, so we're not going to derail the whole episode on this.
Yeah.
But that particular topic is infuriating to me. The way that people become a caricature of their people group, and that one... that
we did talk about this, I feel like, because we talked about the guy who was on TV with his elder.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But I get confused between what we've talked about in real life.
Yes.
Because the podcast is basically real life.
Just us talking.
This is literally us talking.
Yeah.
This is how we talk at the coffee shop or here. And it's pretty much 50-50. Okay, so we did talk about it. But I just feel like mascots are such a clear, obvious example of dehumanizing people groups, where you're just like, these are the Cleveland Indians.
Right.
I don't even know. They show like some horrible red-faced cartoonish figure with some feathers.
Right.
And then they have chants and calls that they do.
Right.
Like, I'm a baseball fan. I'm luckily a fan of teams that don't have those problems.
Thank God.
Like I'm from Seattle, so I dig the Mariners.
Right.
And I'm a longtime Boston Red Sox fan. I got a couple of the teams that I dig. So I don't have to worry so much about, like, people trying to do, like, I don't even know what they're doing. Tribal, like, chants or calls or painting their faces. But, I don't know. I have trouble having patience and understanding for the people who think that's okay and wear it on their t-shirts and their...
Yeah. So mascots and emojis should just not be people.
Yeah.
Ever. They should just not be people. Let's just make them animals or fictitious mythological creatures or whatever. Things that never existed. It's fine.
And you know what? They could be, like, without being people, they could still be careers or positions. Like, you could have an astronaut, or you could have, you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Like, even the Seattle Mariners. The Mariner doesn't have to be a human who's on a boat. It could just be, like, a boat or, like, a stick figure.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be a fleshed out person. You can, You have options, people.
Right. So, you know what else pisses me off aside from emoji?
I don't know.
Renée Zellweger.
Oh, I'm so excited. I have no idea what you're about to say. I have no idea.
Renée Zellweger herself does not piss me off. I have no problem. I actually like Renée Zellweger.
Do you?
I do like Renée Zellweger.
Tell me about that.
Tell me about why I like Renée Zellweger?
Yeah.
I think she's a really good actress. I think that
Wasn't she Bridget Jones?
She was Bridget Jones, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Thank you for that great segue.
Okay.
This is what I don't... I like Renée Zellweger. This is what I don't like. The fact that Renee's... Okay, so recently I watched both...
I still don't know what we do like, but okay.
Recently I watched both... I watched both Bridget Jones movies on Netflix. And
there are two?
Yes, there's a sequel.
Wait, so Bridget Jones is in this... I mean, wait.
Renée Zellweger is in both.
Okay,
Yes.
she's Bridget Jones to me.
Yes,
What
she
else
is-
the fuck is she in?
Everything.
Oh, no.
She was the star
Nothing?
in Chicago. She
No.
was Roxy Hart in
No,
Chicago.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
She's a human being. She's a human?
No.
She's a person?
Nah.
She was in a thing called Life?
No, I
like
got
literally
nothing.
like she's alive?
I've got nothing.
That's not a title of a show. She's like alive.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
like she's literally
No,
like
barely
living a
aware.
living person.
Barely aware. I think she was in that
She breathed
one
once?
movie with that guy with the tooth in the middle of
Yes.
his face. Hi, Tom
Yes,
Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Still
has a
waiting for
tooth-
that cease and desist. He has a tooth in the
Tom
middle of his
Cruise
face.
Has a tooth in the middle of his face.
All right,
And,
so no, listen. I'm making a very good point here.
Oh, I
These are all really good points.
All right,
okay.
you go. You go.
My emoji point was excellent.
Yes.
Thank you. My Renée Zellweger point is gonna be just as
Yo,
excellent.
do we need to pause to say I love you? All of your points are excellent.
Is that vodka you're drinking right there?
No,
What is that?
it's mostly tonic water.
Oh my god. All right, well, this is the beginning of the end, I'll tell you.
No, but I
Just
do
kidding.
love you.
No, I know, I love you too.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. So this is what. Okay, so I watched the Bridget Jones movies, and this is what I was. There are two. This is what I was thinking.
didn't know.
This is honestly what I was thinking the
Okay.
whole time. This is what was going through my head the whole time. Isn't this the movie where Renée Zellweger had to gain like all this weight to play this role? She's not fat.
Oh,
She actually
no.
looks really good. So what the fuck was all that fuss about? That's literally what was going through my head. And this is the conclusion. Renée Zellweger was bigger for those roles than she is normally, because normally she's a stick figure. But when she gained all that weight, when that movie came out, people were like, oh my God, she gained so much weight. She's so fat. Da 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 da. And honestly, all I could think about when I was watching that movie with regards to the way she looked, I was like, wow, she looks really good, actually. Like, she looks better at that weight than she does normally, I kind of feel like.
Oh, I was
You know
so worried over here that you were saying she looks good because she's skinny.
No, she looks better big.
Yeah.
And the point,
Which isn't big at all.
that's my point.
Okay.
That is my point.
I was worried you were saying the opposite.
She wasn't.
I was over here freaking
No,
out.
God,
Okay.
would you think I would ever say the opposite of that? No.
Well, I don't know.
No, I know, it's fine. No. Okay, that's my point. Is that the difference between what the media says and what the reality actually is, right? Hollywood's all like, she's so fucking fat and blah, 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 and she had to gain all this weight and she's a fucking heifer now, and now the movie's over, so she has to lose all this weight. What did she do to lose all the weight? Oh my God, her weight. And I'm looking at this movie and I'm thinking, she looks really good. She's not fat at all. Sure, her boobs are bigger. Sure, her butt's a little bit bigger, but she's not fat. Like, bigger, it just means that she's just healthy.
Yeah.
Really?
Honestly, yeah.
And it really kind of makes me sick to my stomach
Yeah.
to think that, like, luckily I come from a place of male privilege where I don't, albeit gay male privilege, which body issues in the gay community are just like, I mean, they're bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yes, I have issues with my own body, but
we all
we all do. And also, I do come from a place of male privilege, and even gay male privilege, or even coming from a place of a gay male, I still have no idea what it means, what it feels like to be a woman and be faced with that much pressure. I have pressure as a gay man, but not like that.
Yeah.
You know, and like, because looking at Renée Zellweger in Bridget Jones' Diary, and then knowing that people were freaking out about how quote unquote fucking fat she was, made me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Because if that's fat, oh my God, I don't want to be on the fucking receiving end of that. Like, what? Like, no. Of that pressure. I don't want to be in the receiving end of that pressure.
Right.
So I just was like, this is fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You know what, Renée Zellweger? You be whatever fucking weight you want to be. If you want to be skinny, be skinny. If you want to be fat, be fat. If you want to be healthy, be healthy. Like, just be you. You just do you.
And also, it's not a binary of like, be healthy or be skinny. Or be healthy or
be fat. Right. It's not.
Those aren't.
No. You're right.
Dichotomy.
You're right. Yep. They're not mutually exclusive.
Right.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
We just want you to be healthy.
But there's just so much. It's really the thing that really made me sick was just I'm gonna need help with this word. Vitriol.
Yeah, vitriol. Yeah.
Is that a noun?
Yes, the vitriol.
Okay,
Yes.
yes, the vitriol that was thrown at her.
Yes.
That was spewed out of these talking heads' mouths.
Yeah. It was. It was really intense.
And she was doing,
Absolutely.
and she was like justified, quote unquote, because she was doing it for a role.
Now, I haven't
So,
seen...
the vitriol that would come out of people's mouths if she just happened to gain weight just because she happened to gain weight as a human being,
But, okay.
that would have been even worse.
I don't know of a lot of her other work, but at least in terms of the initial Bridget Jones... Bridget Jones' Diary?
Mm-hmm.
At least in terms of that one... I had read the book and I had seen the movie, and I'm not proud of either of those facts, honestly, but I had, okay? And in terms of that, the character in the book was obsessed with it.
Yes. No, it was definitely like a character choice, for sure.
It was like,
yeah.
no, but in the book it was
Yes.
like, every single day it was like, I had 3 cigarettes and I
Yes.
ate 2 cinnamon buns or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
And it was all very, like, shameful and self-reflective in a negative way, which could be fun and entertaining, I guess.